Welcome back, friends. I'm Melissa with Sentimental Salvage and Design, and I'm in my workshop here again, so the mess. But I found this at a thrift store. So we all are familiar with these old spoon racks. And this one I thought would be a great backdrop for the new IOD mold Leonidas. So that's what I'm going to use this board for, but it is got some thick clear coat on here. So, and I want to take these little spoon rest things off. So that's what we're gonna get going with.
Just remember that I'm here to cheer you on. Yeah, I wanna pick you up from the ground, let you know that I'm always around. 'Cause I know we can make it, yes we can make it if we try. Keep on trying. You got it. I believe in you. You got it. I know you got this.
It's ready to go. So now let's get to the fun part. So we are going to use this brand new mold from IOD, Leonidas. I was a little hesitant on this one. It just kind of wasn't my style until I saw it. And then I thought that's the detail in IOD molds, as usual, is phenomenal. So once I actually saw it in the flesh, I thought that's a pretty darn cool mold. And my son's name is Leo. So just Leo, not Leonard, not Leonardo, just Leo. And I just thought it's just kind of cool. But I'm going to pour this with resin and I'm going to put it on this board. I think the sizing is perfect. Excuse me, I still have a cough from that cold. I don't know what was happening there, but my water. So I'm just going to dampen this cloth and I'm just going to wipe the dust off. I just want to make sure it's clean because I'm going to decoupage this as a base and I don't want any of that dust from sanding it to cause any issues for me. So just a damp cloth and we're going to wipe this all off. And I'm going to decoupage it with the teal texture paper from Roycycled. So this is just, I already cut the corner out of the whole piece. I have not used this paper yet, so I'm kind of excited about this because I love turquoise or teal or whatever you choose to call it. And I tend to call the deeper colors like this turquoise and like the really light, I kind of call those teal. I don't know, it's just how I differentiate it in my head. But this is what I want to put down as a base. And then I thought with this handsome dude, painted black, and then with some copper and maybe some light, like pale dry brushing on there to bring out all of his detail, I thought that would look really cool. So that's my evil plan. So first off, we want to put the decoupage paper on. But I am going to give it a coat of white paint to help that stand out. So this is White Swan, a very plugged white swan. Give it a little squirt of water. DIY paint is very thick. And I'm going with the white as a base because I want every little detail of that decoupage paper to show through. I don't want anything to get kind of muddied up by the wood color of this base. And I'm not being fancy with these edges because I'll have another plan for those later. Okay, I'm just going to give this a little quick dry and a second coat. Now, first thing I'm going to do is just clean up this edge. So you can see just by brushing the paint on, I've gone over this edge. I'm just going to clean that up now because it's DIY paint and I can easily just take this baby wipe and clean that up. Once I start using my decoupage medium, and then that will get over the edge as well because it just does. I'm not that careful. Then I can't wipe this back anymore because the decoupage medium is a sealer basically. So it will seal in the DIY paint. So I wouldn't be able to just wipe this back. So it's easier to do it now. And I'm probably painting this edge anyways. Well, I'm for sure painting this edge anyways. But I also know that I change my mind sometimes and then I regret not taking these steps. So I'm just going to do it and save myself some possible grief later. Okay. Perfect. Now I'm going to decoupage my paper on. I've already cut this to size. But now I'm going to mist this with water to stretch out those fibers in the paper so that I don't get any wrinkles. It takes care of those fold lines because, you know, your paper comes folded. Let's go this way first. And remember, if you're doing decoupage using the mist method, you want to go a little bit heavier with your decoupage medium because you've already kind of saturated your paper. So you want that medium to be able to get in there. Perfect. Now we'll just peel this side back. I'm being very gentle. I'm not putting any pressure really at all. And in these little spots right here, I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to give it some relief. Same with here. Just because as this paper dries and shrinks back, I don't want it to cause any pressure or any, pressure is not the word I'm looking for. I don't know what the word is, just not in my head. You know what I mean though? Resistance. And now the second coat, or the top coat rather. Just on top to seal that in. So we've got the top coat on that. I'm going to wipe this little remnant out before it dries. And we are going to let this dry and then we'll trim these edges off. Okay, so we sped that up a bit. And now I'm going to set it aside and we're going to pour our mold. So let's just put that aside for a second and get this guy out. So I need 118 milliliters. So these are only 100 milliliters, so they're not big enough. So we're going to use the big one. Okay, see how that is clear now? It's not cloudy anymore. Oh, we're good to pour because this big amount will set up fast. So let's get it poured. That was a perfect amount. Okay, I'm just going to stick my stick here to the side, and then you just pull it out and all of that stuff comes out. Actually, I see some bubbles way down there. Ooh. There we go, starting to set up, so don't want to play with it anymore. Any bubbles that are on the surface, so basically down on the bottom, they're just going to be there. Okay, so that is setting up, and that won't take very long. I'm just going to push this aside And I'm going to dry this a little bit more. It feels that cool damp, so I know it's not dry. Now I'm going to take my sanding block, but I want to set this up on something so it's easier to... I found these blocks, there's 3 of them, these kind of plaques, at a thrift store, Value Village. And I always buy stuff like this when I see it because you never know. You never know what you're going to use them for.
There's been a lot of bumps in the road. Oh yeah. Always carrying that oh so heavy load.
Isn't that a pretty paper? I'm a sucker for turquoise, so... Ooh. He's a big one. Look how handsome he is. So much detail in these molds. He's warm. So I don't know if I'm going to put more molds around him or if I'm just going to put him here. I might want to put more. I just haven't decided what. I'm going to have to look through my molds to see what else I can put. But I still think I'm going to base him with a black color. It'll just tie into this dark. So let's do that. Okay, it is the next day and I'm back, and it is, summer has hit us with a vengeance. It's really, really hot outside today and it's very windy. So that's making things a little bit better, more tolerable. Anyways, I'm hiding in my craft space because it's cooler in here. So we are going to get going on this guy. So yesterday we did the pour of the lion, and I was deciding what else I wanted to do around him. And I originally thought that I was going to use this part of the Bella stamp. But then when I took it and I put it around him, it doesn't, well, I'll actually show you. It just doesn't work. I think it would work on another board, but it does not work on the shape of this board. It's the wrong style. So I kiboshed that, and we're just going to save that for another project. I always write the name of the stamp on this top sheet because they're really easy to get lost. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to go with, now this is a really old stamp. This is a first generation IOD stamp. So this is way back, and it's called Grainery, and it's all of these grain stripes. So I think it's awesome. I'm going to use one of these triples and then one of these little narrow ones on each side. Now this is not a stamp that's available anymore. You might be able to find it. I don't have any extras. I only have this one. So I don't have any for sale. You might be able to check out some de-stash groups or something. Maybe somebody will have one. But you can also easily create grain sack striping with masking tape and just tape it off. That's how I do it a lot of the time, actually. But this is the mercantile stamp. This is a current in production stamp with IOD, and there are these grain stripes here. And these are each separate stripes, so you don't have to use it as a whole. So that's an option. Plus there's so many other ones with borders and stuff in them. There's a bunch of options. So I'm going to be using this one. But first, I'm having trouble visualizing things with this brown wood showing through. So I'm going to paint that first. It'll just help my visualization here. And I'm going to be painting that almost black, like a dark charcoal color. So we will do that first. My brush is kind of big, but we're just going to get that edge done first, and then I'm going to go along and do the kind of fine tuning in here. Okay, now that looks more, it kind of works in, I can visualize it a little bit better without that brown edge. I cleaned up all my paint and then I realized I still have to paint him. So now I get to dig out all my paint again. This is just press and seal, but it will hold him fairly stable, I hope. Now let's see how he's going to look on this. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. I think he's perfect. And now, with these stripes from Greenery, just kind of eyeballing it right now. I will use a thin mount that has lines on it, so I can be sure that these are nice and straight. Not that they have to be perfect by any means, but I must have used this stamp with green ink before because they're stained, these little skinny ones. I was gonna do it on both sides, but now I think I like it just on the one. What if I moved him? I'm just looking at it up in my monitor because it gives me a better idea. If I move him off to the side, now I'm going to use this. Okay, I think that's pretty even, but I'm going to do a sample stamp on just a piece of this tissue paper, just to see how it looks. Okay, that's pretty even, so I like how that looks. It's really faint. This is the waxy kind of paper, so it wasn't the best experiment paper, but it's what I have. So I think this is going to look really good, kind of just on one side like this. I'm tempted just to eyeball this because that's what I do. So it's down, so I gotta commit. Okay, so it's a little too light for me. I almost want to do that with paint instead of the ink, because the ink on this clear coat is not cooperating. It wants to kind of bead up a little bit, so let's give it a go with a re-stamp, which is never recommended, but we're going to do it anyways. I'm going to take him off because I don't need him there right now. I'm going to dry that a little bit. If I would have put maybe like a clear gesso, that might have helped that a little bit. Let's go with the brayer. So I'm experimenting again, obviously. I never keep things very simple, do I? My table's not big enough. Okay, I'm gonna have to try to stand and this is really hard to see. Sorry if I get my head in the way. I got these, I haven't even tried them yet. They're for stamping, to help press your stamp. Of course, I put it down in the wrong place. There we go. So what this is, it's just a plastic, it's got felt on it. And I think it's working pretty good. Ooh, I think that worked really good. Just make sure that little edge is down. There, that's a bit darker. I like that much better. It's still kind of distressed looking because the stamp itself actually is. So you can actually probably see it a little bit easier on the backing sheet. See where this is where one of the narrow strips goes, and see these kind of blank spots? That's voids in the actual stamp. Same with this. So it gives you that kind of distressed look automatically, which I like. So I am really liking this. I need to go put this in water because I'm really particular about my brayer and I don't want that to dry like that. So I will be back. I think that looks good just the way it is. And now with this handsome dude off to the side a little bit, I really like that. My intent was to always do a little bit of copper just because of the turquoise, and it just works for me. But now I'm second guessing and I'm wondering if I should just go with the white. No, I think I'm gonna go with copper. So I'm going to dry brush him with some copper and I'm going to use my press and seal again just because I like how easy the cleanup is for one thing. Get most of it off. That really brought out the detail in him, didn't it? Look at how handsome he is. I'm really pleasantly surprised with this mold. I really, really am. Okay, let's do some more dry brush on this thing. Okay, so this is just, I've taken a liner brush because I'm just wanting to add a little bit of copper onto these stripes, just as a little bit of an accent. Okay, now it's a little bit zoomed in so you can see it a little bit better. I'm not doing a full line. I'm just kind of accenting it here and there. To kind of match the distressing. I'm just running over it with my fingertip just to kind of, just to smooth it out a bit. Kind of blend it out a little bit. There we go. You don't ever really want to sit a liner brush in a tub of water because then it just gets all bent. So try to wash those as you go. Otherwise they get all bent and weird and then they don't do what you want them to do. Okay. Now let's glue him on there. I'm going to use the Tight Bond glue. This is the no run, no drip. It's just what I have handy. I'm not super particular. It's just a wood glue. I might give that a little bit of a scuff sand though. And I'm only doing this because they are so shiny when you pour them with resin. This will give the glue something to actually grab onto. Okay, I'm just gonna let this sit here and dry. So I decided that I am going to put the name Leo. It needed a little bit extra. So I'm just painting these letters. I've got them stuck to a piece of cling wrap because I hate getting paint all over my hands, and cling wrap works perfectly to kind of hold them a little bit so I can get them painted without trying to hang on to these tiny little letters. So these letters that I'm painting now, these are from the Victoria mold, and the numbers are from the Harper mold. I decided that, seeing as I mentioned earlier that my son's name is Leo, and this mold is called Leonidas, I am going to put his name on it and his year of birth, and I will give it to him. He can put it in his office or wherever. I'm going to dry brush these with the copper as well. I'm going a lot heavier with the copper on these letters than I did on the lion themselves, or himself. I just want these to kind of stand out a little bit more.
I know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough. When you're thinking everything is gone wrong, just remember that I'm here to cheer you on. Yeah, I wanna pick you up from the ground, let you know that I'm always around, 'cause I know we can make it, yes we can make it if we try, keep on trying. You got it, I believe in you. You got it, I know you got this. You got it, just keep on trying.
Thanks so much for watching, and I hope this video inspired you to experiment and just have fun. Crafting should be fun. Creating should be fun, regardless of what you're creating. Well, we'll see if Leo likes this. So thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you next time.